If you watched the Socceroos opening game in the World Cup, you would have noticed that at the end of the game, when the players were being interviewed, a lot of them referred to their opponents who they played, Turkey, as Türkiye. Now, I was so confused because I had never heard of a Türkiye. And all the players were consistently using it, including the coach. I said, what? So I did my research. I said, I gotta find out who the hell Türkiye is. I figured they're talking about Turkey, but since when are they called Türkiye? So I did, and I found out that in 2022, in May, the country of Turkey applied to the UN and said, listen, our name has never been Turkey. It has always been Türkiye. Now, the English-speaking countries, for some reason, have decided to call us Turkey, and frankly, we've had enough. We're done with it. So we officially want us to be called Türkiye. We want everyone to refer to us as Türkiye. I said, God damn, I didn't know this. I thought that was very powerful. I thought it was very cool for them to, take a stance, because I think that everyone should be called who the natives call them, because in Turkey, they call themselves Türkiye. It's just the rest of us that say Turkey. I thought that was very cool. Like, for myself in 2018, I legally changed my name from Albert, which is my Western name, to Akwesi, which is my traditional Ghanaian name. The thing about names is, especially with Africans, and I think it's the same with Asians as well, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times when we move overseas, and right now I'm living in Australia, we tend to take on two names. Even before we move, we have a Western name, and then we have our traditional name. So my Western name is Albert, my traditional name is Akwesi, both my names, and I've always gone by Albert. Don't ask me why. I guess it's what my parents decided to go with. And so I legally changed my name in Australia from Albert to Akwesi. And so now I'm called Akwesi. Both are my names, but I don't use Albert anymore. I think it's very important to because it shows who I am. It explains when someone used to say Albert, it's an old white man's name. You wouldn't know who you're getting up until you see my face, and now you're confused. You're like, who? So I really like the idea of Türkiye changing their name. I think we need to go by what we feel. I mean, if I felt that Albert was my resonated with me, then I would have stuck with it. But no, it did not. It does not. Akwesi is something that when someone calls me Akwesi, I feel it. I'm very not attached to Albert at all. And I love the idea that Türkiye, told the whole world that this is what we're going to be called, and this is what you're going to call us from now onwards. Stand. That's awesome. I mean, they must have been so confused for so long. Like, why are you calling us Turkey? We are not part of your Thanksgiving celebrations. What do you think this is? You're going to just put us on the table and carve us up, and that is us? That's who you're going to refer to us as? No. No more turkey.